In today's video, we're diving into one of the most heartbreaking and emotionally charged storylines Days of Our Lives has ever told, a possible farewell to not just one, but two beloved characters. The spoilers from May reveal that Bo Brady may be reaching the end of the road, and in a shocking twist, the only thing that might save him is a life-saving organ donation from John Black. But with actor Drake Hogestyn's passing in real life, the emotional weight of this storyline cuts even deeper. Could this be the way the writers connect two powerful arcs into one tragic ending? Or is there still hope for a miracle? Let's break it all down. Bo Brady is running out of time. After months of fighting, failed treatments, and desperate hope, Bo's condition has taken a horrifying turn for the worse. He's no longer just sick, his body is shutting down. Organs are beginning to fail. Vital signs are fluctuating, and every hour that passes brings him closer to the brink of death. Despite their desperate efforts, Sean Brady and Steve Johnson are in a race against time to steal a dose of Versavix, the experimental drug designed to combat sepsis. The stakes couldn't be higher. The drug, still in its early stages, hasn't been approved for human testing, and it carries unknown, possibly lethal, side effects. But it may be Bo's last hope. Unfortunately, it might also come too late. Even if they succeed in stealing Versavix and administering it, Bo's condition could be too far gone. His body may no longer be strong enough to respond. Doctors are running out of options. Loved ones are preparing for the worst. And a brutal truth begins to set in. What if Bo Brady doesn't make it? And what if the miracle they need has to come from another sacrifice? As Bo's condition spirals, an even more heartbreaking possibility begins to surface, one that could change everything. Could John Black be the one who saves Bo with the ultimate sacrifice? Fans have picked up on clues that suggest John may be critically injured during his escape storyline. Theories are spreading across social media, with some speculating that John will end up in a coma, or worse, declared brain dead. And in a devastating twist, his organs may be the only thing capable of keeping Bo alive. The emotional gravity of this scenario is staggering. Bo and John's friendship spans decades. They've faced life and death side by side, protected their families, and fought for what's right, often together. For John to save Bo in this way would be the most powerful, heartbreaking act of love the show has ever portrayed. It wouldn't just be dramatic. It would be poetic, tragic, beautiful, but it would also be final. Could Days of Our Lives actually go through with it? Could they write John Black's death as Bo's last hope for survival? Or is this just a red herring, a cruel tease before a miraculous recovery? The answer may lie not just in fiction, but in reality. Behind the scenes of this storyline lies a heartbreaking real-world tragedy. When the writers first began plotting John Black's possible exit, Drake Hogestyn was still alive. Though he had quietly stepped away from filming, many fans didn't know that Hogestyn was battling a serious illness in private. His absence was noticeable, but the hope for his return remained. In a March 2024 interview, co-star Deidre Hall opened up about it. She revealed that executive producer Ken Corday had personally reached out to Drake, assuring him that, the moment you're ready to return, the door is wide open. That one sentence carried so much love and hope. The cast, crew, and longtime fans were all praying for the same thing: that Drake would recover and bring John Black back to Salem one more time. And based on that hope, it's believed the show's writers left John's storyline ambiguous, open-ended, with no permanent goodbye, just in case he was able to return. But sadly, that day never came. In September 2024, Drake Hogestyn passed away after a long, quiet battle with pancreatic cancer. His death devastated the Days community and sent shockwaves through the soap opera world. One of the show's most iconic and beloved actors was gone. Now, the show faces a delicate question: did they write John's fate as final? Or will they rework it in a way that honors both the character and the man behind him? Now, the Days of Our Lives writers face one of the most emotionally complex decisions in the show's long history, and the weight of it goes far beyond the script. If they choose to officially write John Black's death into the storyline, it cannot be done casually or for shock value. It must be a moment that honors both the legacy of the character and the beloved actor who portrayed him for decades, Drake Hogestyn. That's where the organ donation storyline becomes more than just a plot twist. It becomes a narrative of sacrifice, love, and poetic closure. Imagine this. After being critically injured during his escape, John is rushed to the hospital, unconscious and barely hanging on. Marlena clings to hope, but doctors confirm the unthinkable: John is brain dead. With no possibility of recovery, his family is faced with an impossible decision. But then comes the chance to save Bo Brady, another Salem legend, someone John once called a brother. In a final act of heroism, John's organs are donated to Bo, offering him the only hope for survival. It would be a full circle moment. One life ends, another continues, both forever linked. It would leave fans in tears. It would leave a legacy. But it would also mark the true end of John Black, if the writers commit. Of course, no discussion of death in Salem is ever complete without acknowledging one universal truth: almost no one ever stays dead. This is Days of Our Lives, after all, the land of resurrection serums, secret twins, and dramatic returns at funerals. Fans have learned over the years to never count anyone out, no matter how final their death may seem. Which leads to the big question: could they bring John back later? Technically, yes. Soap writers have always found creative loopholes: misidentified bodies, switched medical records, secret cryogenic facilities, you name it. So even if John dies, nothing is ever off the table. But here's the catch: this time, the circumstances are different. If the show moves forward with the organ donation storyline, if they explicitly show John's organs being used to save Bo, it becomes nearly impossible to reverse. Bringing him back after that would stretch believability beyond even soap opera limits. And more importantly, it would risk undermining the emotional power of that sacrifice. If John dies and saves Bo, his death has to matter. It has to count. Otherwise, his final act of heroism becomes just another disposable twist, and the fans, who deeply respected Hogestyn's real-life journey, may feel cheated. So while the door to resurrection is always cracked open in Salem, this time, they may have no choice but to close it. And yet, even if John's sacrifice happens, Bo's survival is far from guaranteed. His condition continues to spiral. His organs are failing. The infection may already be beyond what even Versavix or a transplant can cure. The damage to his brain could be irreversible. This is the cruel dilemma the writers are crafting. One life may be lost, and even that may not be enough to save the other. Bo could wake up for a brief moment, long enough to say goodbye, to share a final scene with Hope, Sean, or Steve, and then slip away again, leaving Salem shattered. Or perhaps he survives, but not without complications that haunt him for life. Physical damage, emotional trauma, the knowledge that he's only alive because his best friend is gone. Alternatively, Bo could recover fully, a miracle forged in tragedy. He could live not just because of medicine, but because of John's unwavering love. The writers are clearly building toward a moment of catharsis, a point where fans must confront their own hopes and fears for these two iconic characters. Will this be the story of a hero's last gift? Or a dual tragedy that leaves Salem forever changed? Either way, the outcome will shape the emotional core of Days of Our Lives for years to come. Across social media, fans are reacting in real time to this storyline. The "John saves Bo" theory has picked up serious traction, especially after footage leaked showing Marlena breaking down in a hospital hallway. Speculation is growing that John's death will be revealed in an emotional final scene, with Marlena, Steve, and Sean gathered around his bed. and that the transplant operation will cut straight into Beau's emergency surgery, creating a heartbreaking parallel. Some fans are already mourning John. Others are angry, questioning whether this is the right way to write out such an iconic character. Many are calling for a proper tribute episode, maybe even flashbacks that honor Drake Hogestyn's decades-long contribution to the show. Whatever happens, one thing is certain: Duel fans are feeling this one. So what can we expect in the coming weeks? Spoilers hint that May will bring updates on Beau's recovery status, as well as an official confirmation of John's fate. If the transplant storyline happens, we'll likely see the emotional fallout stretch across multiple episodes. Marlena will face her greatest loss. Sean will wrestle with guilt. Steve may be pushed into a dark spiral. And if Beau wakes up, he may have to carry the burden of knowing he only survived because his best friend died for him. There may be hope, there may be healing, but there will also be grief, and it's going to hit hard. As Days of Our Lives weaves these storylines together, we find ourselves at the edge of an emotional cliff. Will Beau Brady live? Will John Black die a hero? And will this be the last chapter for two of Salem's most iconic men? We'll be watching every step of the way, and we'll be here to break down every twist, every tear, and every legacy moment as it unfolds. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another Duel update. Let us know in the comments, do you think John will save Beau? Or is this the beginning of a double tragedy? Thanks for watching. Stay strong, Salem fans. The storm is just beginning.